Welcome to beautiful Central City, Iowa. We are here at the 2018 Linn County Fair. The East Central Iowa Tractor Pullers present you 9 exciting classes. Featuring tonight, we will see the 9,500 pound 4.1 Limited Pro Stocks, Super Farm tractors, Hot Farm tractors, Super Stock 2-wheel drive trucks, 4x4 Super Stock trucks, and one exciting new feature this year, the Super Semis. Stay tuned right here to Mediacom MC22.
About ready to get going here at the Linn County Fair, East Central Iowa Tractor Pull this evening. Andy Peterson is my name. We'll have the information for you from high above the track here in Central City. The first class up tonight, the 9,300 pound Super Farm class. Rules on this one: 640 cubic inch limit and original equipment manufacturer block. We're also allowed a single slotted 3x3 or 3x4 smooth bore turbocharger added to that engine. 24 532 tires, also air to water intercooler and water injection is allowed in this class, turning about 13 to 1500 RPMs. And those are the tractors that you're about to see. These guys will put on a great show for you. Very competitive class as well, as it just depends on, in a lot of cases, weighting and the track condition, sometimes air pressure in the tire as to who gets the 2 to 3 foot jump, and as such, perhaps the win on the track any given night. All right, first class up tonight is the 9,300 pound Super Farm Stock class. We'll go through the rules here coming up, as there are some specific ones, but the first tractor to pull tonight, driving one that he calls the Binder Express, Dan Schulte from Manchester behind the wheel. Not a bad way to start off here tonight with the distance. 294.08, 294.08. Hooking on now is Andy Schultz, 1486 that he calls Red Resurrection. So far sits in second place total points, actually tied for first in total points with a third place finish and a win in Cresco last weekend. Trying to beat 294.08. Green flags down the track for the 1486 driven by Andy Schultz, your co-points leader here this evening. .285.01. 285.01 the distance for Andy. Second place finisher in the class points championship, season-long points championship a year ago. We'll see where that ends up putting him in tonight's results. Up next to hook onto the Bungart Motorsport X Factor skid in this 9,300-pound Superfarm stock class is Paul Vandernoort. He's driven a little ways out of Pella tonight. So far this season, yet to place for Paul on that Case IH MX 170, but green flags for him on the track. And the third puller in the class lands smack dab between the other two. 289.09 Paul's distance this evening. Fourth puller here in this class will get us halfway home tonight in the 9,300-pound Superfarm stock. And it's the guy that won it all last year, your points champion out of Coggan, Iowa, Kyle Beatenbender. So far this year, a pretty good start as well, as he's got a fourth place finish, and it looks like a sixth place finish, tied for fourth, so a little bit of work to do. Kyle Beatenbender, Coggan up next. The 1066 he calls Deer Hunter. .291.04 Kyle's distance, and that puts him in second place by about 3 feet here this evening. However, if that holds, that would be his best finish of the year so far, 291.04. I'm just curious, the first four have all been red. Are there any John Deere fans in the audience with us here tonight? Sounds like 3 of you, so you might be a little outnumbered. First John Deere to hook on tonight. And it's driven by a guy who currently sits second in the points rankings. Early on in the season, I know. But he does have a second place finish the last time out. So Kevin Viederkamp on his 50-20. How close does this class usually end up? 293 feet right now. That puts him into second place by 1 foot. 294.08, the leader, Dan Schulte, the first guy to hook on. 293, Kevin's pull, right now in second place. I'm going to mention to you also that he finished third place in the points last year, and I mentioned tied for second, so given another good run so far this season. Kind of a cloudy, overcast night here in Central City, but that's way different than it's been the past couple of days. As we look off into the stands of the people gathered, it's been anything but hot and humid. Heat indices yesterday into the triple digits today, almost there as well. Big Lone Star concert on the grounds last night, but what about 6:30 or so tonight, the air really changed and very comfortable for those attending the Linn County Fair tractor pull this evening. And hooking on right now, Rick Evans out of Springville. 966 that he calls bad things. Trying to beat 294.08. Dan Schulte set the bar out there on the first pull, and he's about 10 feet short. 284.1. 284.1 for Rick Evans. Next up on the track here, we welcome from Northwood, Iowa, a little bit of a drive as well down here to Linn County. Dennis Stone King, certainly some work to do for him as well, sitting 6th in the points right now. IH 3688, he calls Ultimate Deception. Green flags. Dennis Stone King needs some help points-wise here. Good finish tonight would go a long ways towards that. Name of the tractor, Ultimate Deception. Just never really got up to quite the speed necessary to carry him that last 20 or so feet. Distance for Dennis, 274.08. 274.08 for Dennis Stone King. Final puller here in this class is Troy Heiderscheit out of Bankston, Iowa. Troy behind the wheel of the 1066 he calls no problem. Yet to see Troy so far this year on the East Central Iowa Series, so see what he's got for us here tonight. Troy Heiderscheit out of Bankston. Yeah, a little bit of a rough start there for Troy. Final distance at 285 and 11, 285, 11. So winning the class, first puller Dan Schulte out of Manchester on the 1466. Second place by 1 foot. All right, second class up tonight here, the 8,000-pound limited pro diesel pickups at 3.0. The limit on them, there are 2 registered for the class here this evening. See if we can get through the rules here before Mitch hooks on. This is any factory 1 ton and under diesel engine, single smoothbore 3-inch turbo. There is no RPM limit in this class. You have to have an open drive line with 12.535 DOT tires to limit there, running on only diesel fuel, weighing 8,000 pounds, hitch height at 26 inches, and believe it or not, they'll crank out between 1,200 and 1,300 horsepower going down the track. I don't remember seeing that quite in the options book when I was looking here a little bit back. Anyway, first truck up here, Mitch Meinhardt. That's an 07 Dodge Cummins powered truck that he calls Late Night Hustle. Green flag's out for the first pickup of the evening. Dooley there as well, driven by Mitch Meinhardt. .291.08 is the distance for Mitch, and I'll remind you here as well, one of the benefits, if you will, of being the first puller, in terms, you know, in the last class, it ended up being the winner as well, but you also are referred to as the test puller. Make sure the skid's set okay, for example, the track is in good shape. And as such, they have the option of turning down the distance or keeping it. 291.08 was how far he pulled it. Mitch is going to keep that distance and turn it over to Greg Reed. See if he can do any better. All right, pulling onto the track now, the final puller here in the Limited Pro Diesel Truck class, weighing 8,000 pounds. And that's Greg Reed, behind the wheel of an 05 Dodge, and he actually was your winner here the last time out and leads the points at this particular point in time. None of the top three from last year here with us this evening. All right, green flag's out for Greg Reed in the 05 Dodge. He's got to beat 291.08. How about that? The distance for Greg Reed, 300 feet, even 300 feet to win the class. Second place to Mitch Meinert. Next class is the hot farm class. 9,500 pounds is what they weigh, and there are quite a few entries here. Well, let's go through some of the rules here in the 9,500 pound hot farm stock class. As I'm told, they're going to reset the skid, have that weight box come up a little faster perhaps, or put some more of those weights in there. Anyway, with an intercooler, there's a 466 cubic inch limit. Without an intercooler, a 640 cubic inch limit, and a rev limiter, 3,000 RPMs. Any cut of tires are allowed as long as they are 28/38 or smaller. Allowed one single 3x3 slotted turbocharger, and they'll crank out anywhere between 1,000 and 1,300 horsepower coming down the track. All right, now it looks like we're ready to go. Kurt's all strapped in. Kurt Bockenstead here on the 1066. First official puller in the 9,500 pound hot farm class. With the reweighting of the skid, Kurt will be the first puller in the class, giving him the option to take the puller decline it. 320.06 was the distance. And we'll see what Kurt wants to do here. If he's going to take that distance or thinks he can come back a little bit later on and do a little better. He'll take that distance, so mark the stake out there at 320.06. All right, next up here, second official puller in the 9,500 pound hot farm class. Comes from Walker, Iowa. John Deere 4020. Dan Arnold is his name. Sits right now at 13th in the points, so certainly some ground to make up on the John Deere 4010. 298.09. 298.09, probably not quite how Dan wanted that run to end. The distance here for Dan Arnold tonight. You may or may not have seen, by the way, on the back of our first puller, the back of the 1066 driven by Mark Miller, one of the sponsorship signs of Ament Construction. Well, a bit of a treat here tonight as one of the Ament Construction folks is behind the wheel. All right, green flags. Austin Ament on the 856 out of Sherrill, Iowa. Not a bad ride for a fill-in driver, huh? Boy, he had it weighted just right, too. Perfect as the front end was bobbing along there down the track. You'll watch it. Barely touching, which is how they want it. And he takes the lead at 3:28.04. 3:28.04, 8 feet into first place goes Austin Ament. See here through some of the raindrops, we might get one more hook in here tonight. Looks like we may get one more hook in at least here tonight. This is Doug Workman from Edgewood on his Oliver 1855. .3:14.04. 3:14.04 was the distance for Doug. That would put him into third place so far out of 4 pullers. We'll have to pause here for a few moments, see what Mother Nature is going to help us out or not, and we'll go from there. Well, one of the things that nobody can control as much as many would like to is Mother Nature. And after the rain shower that took place, not a lot fell, and the track would certainly be saveable, but what they're really worried about is what's coming off to the west and 60-plus mile-an-hour winds and some substantial lightning. And so for the safety of the folks in attendance here, why unfortunately the rest of these evening's activities have been canceled. It was a fun show what we saw, though, and so we appreciate you being here with us, and hopefully, maybe next year, Mother Nature will cooperate a little bit better. Thanks to all of the folks at the cameras in the truck for making tonight's broadcast possible. Wyatt Blackford as well. I'm Andy Peterson. You're watching MC22. Family traditions. Hi there, I'm Andy Peterson, and for so many across the Midwest, attending the county fair is a must each and every year. We're in Central City at the Linn County Fair, so please allow us to tell you why they say every year great memories are made. Highlights of the Linn County Fair, a lot of different things going on. In fact, the schedule is about 5 pages long, many different activities for the kids to be involved with.